Hello, welcome back to Exploring Derby. Today we're on the hunt for a disused railway station, namely Sinfin Central station. So join me on this little trip and we'll see what we can find. Sinfin Central station opened in 1976 on a short stub of the former Ashby to Derby line. The service was never very well used, and in 1992 was reduced to one return service a day in the morning and did not run at weekends. In 1992, British Rail introduced the new Sprinter trains, which were not compatible with the old-style low-voltage track circuits which were used on the branch. The last service ran in May 1993, and the train service was then replaced with a short-lived taxi. In 1998, both Sinfin North and Central stations were closed and have remained so ever since. So we're just coming down to foot crossing over the railway. Now, should just remind you at this point that this is a live railway, albeit not a very well used one. So if we look down there, the line just curves around down there. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but I can just make out a set of buffer stops down there and what looks to be a set of points and the line going off into the Rolls-Royce site, although I'm not walking down there to confirm that because that would be against the law. And if we look just this way, you can see the line just curving off to the right, and up there is the remains of Sinfin North station, which I've no idea if it still exists. I am told by Rolls-Royce employees that the platform is still in situ, but obviously being a live railway line, I can't walk up there to check it out. Now, this part of the line, like I say, is still in use by Rolls-Royce trains, or trains to and from Rolls-Royce, delivering aviation fuel. They don't run on a regular basis, they're as and when required, as Rolls-Royce do use aviation fuel to test their jet engines, and the easiest way to deliver the quantities of fuel required by train, and it's usually only sort of 2 or 3 wagons at a time, and the train is propelled into or hauled into Derby, just outside Derby station, where there's a run round loop. The train runs round and then draws the train back down here via Melbourne Junction, which is by Pear Tree Station. And the trains do run down here. I mean, the rails are still fairly shiny, but they don't run very often, like I say. So let's just move up onto the platform via this gate, and we'll show you what's remaining. So there's still the stop, look, listen, repair, beware of train signs. This is, or was, still an active footpath. I don't believe the footpath is actually legally open anymore, but it's not closed off, so therefore I could still walk up it. So there remains of 2 platform shelters here. Oops. And there's nothing in them. There's not even a roof. There's some graffiti from the local kids. And there's another one just down here, which still retains its roof. Some of it. So we just come down here, and you'll see heavily overgrown. And somebody's left the bike in here, locked up to the shelter. We'll leave that alone because it's not ours. And we'll just have a walk down to the end of the platform. Not much else to see down here, unfortunately. The platform edge is fenced off with a picket fence to try and prevent trespass, and also to stop people falling off the edge in the dark. Not much point stopping trespass as there is a foot crossing, and the footpath goes off through to the other side of the Rolls-Royce site. We're not going that way. And there you can see the line going off towards Sinfin North and Melbourne Junction. So we're here looking south towards buffer stops. This line was the Midland Railway line to Ashby de la Zouch, and it went off from Melbourne Junction behind us near Pear Tree Station down towards Weston-on-Trent, where it joined up with what is now the Sheet Stores to Stenson freight only line, and then went through another junction and ran towards Melbourne through a station there, then out towards Breedon, and then it curved round the outcropping of rock there towards Ashby and joined up also with the Leicester and Swannington line at the foot of the Swannington incline, then through a short tunnel then into Ashby and joined up with the Colville, Ashby, Burton, Leicester line. That all closed long ago. This last bit was left open through to the Sheetstall Stenton line as Chellaston through siding. Chellaston station is about, or was about, a mile or 2 miles that way. Even that's closed now. It was closed off in the 1970s, I believe, when this station opened, and now part of the route is impassable. It's taken up by the A50 and the link roads. It's a shame this station has stayed closed. Sadly, passenger access, public access is pretty poor. You've got to walk quite a way to get to it, and then by the time you've waited for the train and got on the train and got into Derby, you're still faced with a walk into the centre of Derby, and the buses sadly are more convenient. So the chances are that it will probably never reopen. I am told that when the station closed, or the services stopped in 1992, a taxi was provided for Rolls-Royce employees, but even that was short-lived as it wasn't used very heavily. And we're left with this. Now, it'd be amazing to show you Sinfin North, but unfortunately, like I say, it's a live railway line, and I'm not about to go trespassing up there, because it'd probably get me into some serious trouble. But hopefully, in other videos, I can show you some more long closed and forgotten stations in the Derby area. There are several to show you. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and bye for now.